All right, so Scorpio North Node. All right, so let's Google it real quick. Even though my Scorpio's in North Node, um, so Scorpio North Node, in my opinion, goes from having to personal power, and really choosing, especially with houses. If mine is in the fourth house, so it would be literally. It's just literally like going into the higher self. I often say there's in duality. There's the physical and there's the spirit. I think the physical incantation or incarnation of Scorpio is Taurus, hence having. So right now I'm going to tell you not only my experience with Scorpio in the fourth house, but you know what the map says. That's interesting. Okay. Like as a marketer, I'm looking at this website, Scorpio North Node, as I'm looking at this website, and it literally would not allow me to move on the page until. This is deep. All right, so Scorpio fourth house. I'm gonna read it to you out loud because this makes some shit. Needing intensity and emotional complexity at home. Power struggles with parent. Jealous of a parent. Intense. I don't know about all that, but intense feelings about one's parent that I do have. Needing or wanting to be needing to be in control at home. Jesus, that's my life. Stirring up trouble at home. A person who likes to cause extreme reactions in the family. True, but not true. I do cause extreme reactions. Extreme need for privacy. I'm getting more and more of that every day. Suspicious of strangers, absolutely. Dislike for unknown people entering their house. Good Lord, I hate that shit. Obsessive at the core. That I'm accepting every day, and I have to say that I accept about myself now. That I'm obsessive at my core. Privately jealous, not really. Putting the shades down, yes. Having a peephole, dead blots, dead bolts, a heavy gate, dark and intense colors. I guess that's what they're having. That's what the colors that should be doing. A decorating style of extreme reactions in home. Home life puts everyone on edge. No relaxing at home. Home is to regenerate vitality. Feeling comfortable with extreme emotions. Feeling comfortable with intensity. Comfortable with sexuality. Home is a place of to undergo transformation, which is really true. Home brings strong emotional courage, which is true. Home is intense. One parent is intense, obsessive, and controlling. True. One parent is healing, transforming it in deep. I think that's my mother. My father's more the intense, obsessive, and controlling. Intense feelings of hate-love relationship with their country, which is absolutely true. Suspicious of one parent, absolutely. A suspicious or jealous parent, absolutely. Sexuality permeates home life, welcome or unwelcome. Intense feelings of love or hate for one parent, absolutely. An emotional, complicated relationship with one's parent. Growing up in the occult, absolutely. Seeking revenge on a parent, I used to. Seeking revenge on your current family or country, I used to. Avenging your family or a country, I'm getting there. Obsessive at the core, absolutely. Secretive and suspicious at the core, getting there. Privately jealous, no. Privately transforming, yeah, absolutely. Intent and passionate at home, in private, absolutely. Casting a parent into a role of a villain, yes. A secret garden, hidden rooms, or would likely live in a bat cave. Absolutely. When I get my home, I'm actually gonna be living in I'm gonna be working in like a private like section. Like I'm gonna have a room like it's like yo, no limits. Don't go in here. I don't give a fuck who talking about. I clean this room. Nobody goes in here. It's my secret sanctuary. All that. And very very private. Very very. I need to save this article. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, so I'm a Libra cusp on the fourth house. So absolutely factual facts. All right. So those are the characteristics of the fourth house. Let me show you. I am really obsessive at my core. I ain't gonna hold you. Scorpio in the fourth house. A foundation of your personal private persona is you need to experience emotional and spiritual intimacy. Your home and around your loved ones, where you let your guard down and reveal how emotionally vulnerable you are. True. How emotionally deep you can go. That said, you don't reveal your depths easily, which I'm getting more and more to be around to understanding. I don't like to reveal who I am a lot. There may be intimacy, power, control issues that being created and dealt with and as a result of home and family environment, which is true. I'm dealing with a lot of power issues when it comes to my house or my home situation. Scorpio in the fourth house can help others find meaning, direction, and purpose in their lives. Absolutely, that's what I do for a living. Of course, it's necessities, as the Scorpion must find these things in himself first, which I'm getting better at every day. And the Scorpio person frequently has powerful aura or presence which other people sense. That's not my life. The aura itself represents the environment of which the body has encased wherever we go. What is in our frantic aura is tremendous impact on others. If that's not my life. Scorpio in the fourth house seems to go in the other direction, which is either a great experience of heights, depths within themselves, since this is also communicated to others. Be careful not to pull people down with them if they go in a negative direction, which I learned very recently. But rather should inspire to bring others up with them and aiming to ascend their heights. Either Scorpio should be in extreme. Either Scorpio should watch the extreme and not to fall into the trap of a do-gooder, but actually performing constructive service. Yeah, so, which is true. I'm all about purpose. I'm all about helping people get into their highest selves. I'm all about helping people become their best selves at at any price, by any means. Um, and for me, the Scorpio fourth house experience has been really challenging because it makes me want to quit sometimes. It makes me very private. It makes me it makes me at war with myself. And the older I get in wisdom and understanding about myself, I'm understanding to listen to that conflict within. And uh, and when I listen to that conflict within, it usually is telling me something ahead is going to be not good for me. Something ahead is going to be showing me that it's not worthy of my time, my energy, my place. And unless facts come up that show me any different. So I had to come to the thorough understanding of of not wanting to, you know, underestimate myself, not wanting to belittle myself, not wanting to do less for myself. Like, for instance, the home that I'm in, what I realized now that this was the place that I was supposed to help myself transform and become as much as I could for the next opportunity instead of settling for less. Because I've been here for a couple months and I didn't take the hugest amount of advantage of that, of becoming all that I could. And now I'm starting to understand what becoming actually means. So what I say for the Scorpio in the fourth house, for the in the North Node in the South in Capricorn, is that you must walk away from all the material things and focus on becoming a certain person. Meaning through study, meaning through reading, through understanding, meaning through insight, meaning through work in the sense of saying like working on your purpose, working on your ideals, working on your life, working on your business, working on yourself, and kind of like embodying the quote of saying that that work harder on yourself than you do your job, and your job doesn't necessarily have to mean uh, your job doesn't necessarily have to mean doesn't have to mean it just means anything outside of you. Work harder on yourself than anything outside of you. Your job could be entrepreneurship, you know, what you do for a living. Work harder on yourself than you do an outside force. And I've learned to accept this duality of understanding, of work harder on myself because it is my subconscious mind that I need to work on in this life and having what I truly desire. Um, Instead of like, you know, desperately trying to have more external results instead of like focusing so deeply in the internal world that um, it is almost so inevitable to have what I want or what I truly desire. So with the Scorpio in the fourth house, I had to deal with homelessness because it is also a power struggle. Meaning when that power struggle, especially to my father being the obsessive, intense person, um, where he even said one time, I need to smile more and shit like that because he's so intense. But he's also obsessive and controlling because the last time I checked, his moon was in Scorpio. So he often has this battle with his head and his heart. That's partially why he's so calm, besides his Taurus-like nature, because he has this deep emotional wisdom of grounding and understanding, but also in that same regard, passing on the sexual nature that he has, strong, intense sexual nature, and strong focus that he may have. So what I come to this thorough understanding is that he conflicted with me because my moon is in Capricorn. So I can be just as intense, if not controlling, where I want what I want. And that's it. Nothing else matters to me. I'll go through whatever to have it. So what I encourage you to do in understanding the Scorpio North Node is that you have to let go of the material world. And that doesn't mean that you have to let it go in the regard of saying that you can't have material things. That's foolish. What I mean is work so deeply in your internal world that you know you have dominion over this planet or your domain. So what I had to come to the thorough understanding, just like what Joe Dispenza would say of cancer, he said you have to reprogram your subconscious mind for you to change. Like for instance, the house that I live in is a vacant house, and one thing I had to understand was that as we are in Mercury retrograde, I had to understand it was evolve or repeat. And when the opportunity comes to evolve, I said evolution is going to an Airbnb and paying the price to go live on my own, and not going from house to house to house off of barter. And like that's Scorpio shit, but that's still not self-sufficient. That's still not dominant. That's still not better. That's the same level. So there's no growth there. When you pay for stuff, you appreciate it a lot more because you paid for stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of growth in doing things yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And and you know. Sorry, I'm getting like a message. Like that's my clear knowing from the Scorpio-ness. And I just gotta write this down. All right. So, in understanding that, like, for instance, what I just did was, focusing on the spiritual aspect of life. And, like, actually, actually receiving, the messages that I receive in the silence, hearing the messages and understanding the consciousness of my power and standing into the truth of who I am, you know. And it's something that I had to come to the thorough understanding of. Instead of like going out there, I had to go within. I had to completely go within myself to say, I had to completely go inside myself to get exactly what I need. And it's a fascinating thing to watch, It's a fascinating thing to see and understand. Instead of like sorry, like I'm getting like I have clear audience, so like I'm getting messages and like I'm like hearing my guides speak to me. So like I'm finally starting to acknowledge my guides and my own inner guidance at a deeper core and accepting the power within myself. And it's a fascinating thing to move from spirit, and not just by like feeling, but by moving completely by spirit. And sorry, getting these messages. So, yeah, as I come to this thorough understanding of, you know, of moving in the spirit, it's a fascinating thing to really, like, for instance, even by my marketing, like moving in the spirit about what to do, like move, and like for instance, there was a funnel that I was gonna create, and my spirit told me, "Yo, and uh, cancel it, and stick to the funnel that I have." And my spirit was like, "You just need to focus on that." And like there are three things that I need, three systems that I need to pay for, as far as my business is concerned. And it's so interesting to watch. It's so interesting to understand. And and I got to trust. Like, I have to trust my own inner world, because if I abandon it, I go outside myself and have these problems. And one thing about Scorpio North Node is that you're always, like, because my Scorpio's in the fourth house, my rising's in Leo. So the spirit is always bringing in something to my awareness, that that's not what it is, that that's not this, and that's not that, and that's not this, and that's not that. And I have to understand my awareness. I have to understand my level of thinking, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And my Saturn's in Pisces, my Venus is in Pisces. I have quite the stellium in Jupiter in my world, and mine's like 29 degrees Libra Scorpio, so it's like just touching Scorpio. But I resonate with Scorpio as I get older, because it's like Libra and Scorpio, because it was this powerful video on Libra in the fourth house. Like, yo, it was so deep, bro. Like, it hit me to my chest, bro. And I was like, yo, I get that, because like that's like my whole life. Like you are living in an illusion. Very Venus money orientated parents. Very 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 like very misunderstanding parents. Very non, like just out of balance in my house, parents, and they didn't really have like the balance that I needed. So I had to balance myself out and truly, truly, truly get to the thorough understanding. Rising in Leo shit, Mars and Leo shit. But even the beard, without my without my glasses, I look more Leo-like, because I like hair, etc., etc., and just walking in tune with the spirit. You know what I'm saying? To understand that I am always taken care of, speaking into existence, and like not running away from my occultic like nature. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like Joe Dispenza said, if it's not bigger than your situation, it won't change you. And the goal that I have is bigger than my situation. You know, and it's gonna be a challenge for real. But when I make that transition, it's gonna be something that I'm gonna be grateful for. You know, and it's gonna be quite interesting to understand and to really move in, you know. And I'm thankful for it. So this is just part one. I'll get into more details later.